Please introduce yourself. Let the audience know a little bit about who you are.
My name's Notorangelo, and I live in York, Pennsylvania, and I've been an artist all my life, and currently I teach at the Art Institute of York, and I really love teaching graphic design, and I do my own artwork on the side as well as graphic design and commercial art for clients. I enjoy coming into the community and working with classes like yours and your teacher, Mrs. Masson, in nurturing young designers and artists and being active and trying to stay connected to the community.
Walk me through where you've been and what your future holds with art.
Well, I started my career, first started with just really enjoying drawing and being creative in art classes and in your experiences like you have here. And then when I got to high school, I had an art teacher who got me involved with contests and some activities with scholastic arts. And so I think that gained me confidence, and then I went to art school, and then I went to work in advertising and doing graphic design. And once I was doing graphic design for so many years, then I decided to start teaching, and so that's what I've been doing for the last several years, as well as developing my own artistic style and working more with my fine art.
Tell me about your time at the York Art Institute. What joy did you find? What roadblocks have you encountered?
Well, I started there in, I guess it was 1999. So almost 17 years that I was there, and I think it just went by so quick because I fell in love and found such joy in teaching and being creative with large groups of classes and trying to nurture and develop other young designers and artists and honing their voice and finding their strengths to develop and work into a career. And I just fell in love with everybody, the class, and everybody sharing ideas and their interactivity of the students, and you get great joy from that. And now I blink and all these years have gone by, and that's what I like to continue to do. Roadblocks, while I was there, I went back to school and I got my master's degree, and I have long-lasting relationships with my former students. So I hope that the future will be, that I can continue to teach and be involved in the community in some way.
Tell me about your favorite art medium and why it is your favorite medium. Share examples, please.
Yeah, I know. I brought some examples to show you, and when I got to that question, I was like, well, I really can't pin it down. I know I have friends and colleagues that like watercolor or only want to work with oil or what have you, but I don't do oil too much, but I like acrylic, and I like markers, and even crayons. I like collage. I love the origami and the folding and more dimensional based things as well with art and experimentation. Some of the art that I brought some of my graphic design, which is all printed stuff, like for magazines or greeting cards, brochures for different companies, advertisements. So this was that first part once I got out of art school doing all of this kind of work. So this is mostly done on the computer, and then it gets printed, and whether it becomes a billboard or a menu in this case, that's some of the work magazine covers and greeting cards. These are some of the things I did for different clients. So they had certain ideas of what they wanted there. Stationery set that I did, again, this would be something that's more business related. And I really love doing logos and working with type and colors. And I continue to do that, but I also like doing some of my own art. This is just marker. And this was my real quick drawing of the Coney Island cyclone. So this was just real quick drawing, and it was part of a whole little series that I did. This is more of a collage. And dripping paint real quick with a brush, and then this is cut paper, and then this was a real quick clown, and then what you can do is then it could become maybe wine labels. So here it's kind of an application to show how they might be used. I like doing that kind of drawing, and then I also brought some paintings. These are acrylic paintings that I did in the last year, and this is all acrylic, and what I like about this medium is that it's really thick and tactile, and it just has a staying power, but there's only one painting. I like sometimes when you can reproduce and get a few more out of it, but these are some of the ways that I'm expressing myself. This is a fence, and then the fence has been broken so that it appears to be a heart. Here's my interpretation of Pinocchio. A little different with the bird sitting on it. Here's something that's a little more typographic. You might recognize this letter form that's an ampersand. So if you had Tom and Jerry, the and instead of A and D, this is replaced, and a lot of people like working with these. Here I call this red, white, and blue. And so it's filling the negative shapes. And I also like this canvas because I was able to kind of create a little bit of a different effect with the edge. And this is just experimentation, and again, just working loosely. This is something that I worked on that's part of a series where I was working with a tire, and this is the texture in the tire tread, and here it's a feather, and I did some other ones where I manipulated it into other images. You've seen these bugs, the stink bug, and so I was just kind of kept hearing about these stink bugs, and they do have a very graphic kind of beetle-like look to them, so I was trying to play off of that, and then they have little rhinestones for the eyes to just kind of have a little bit of extra texture. This one is Pants of Many Colors. I was kind of inspired by the Joseph and his Technicolor Code, and I was doing what if he had a pair of jeans or something. This was the interpretation of, that's what I have it titled as, Pants of Many Colors. And this is again just a marker drawing. But sometimes I'll just get an idea, and this was over Thanksgiving, and all of the people with the breaking the wishbone, and so this was kind of like a repair. You probably wish it wasn't broken. So sometimes I like to just express my ideas or concepts, and sometimes it can be with a pen or a marker, sometimes with paint and a brush. sometimes with paper and collage or sculpture, and then other times applying more commercially to with logos and things for companies and that sort of thing. So teaching allows me to really have all of those go into play and allow me to express myself as well as work with students who also love and have a passion for art.
As a youngster, what got you interested in art and what inspired you to do the art you have done throughout your career?
Well, I think starting in grade school at exactly around your age, going to art class, I still remember and know my art teacher from your age, and I know my high school teacher and all my other art teachers. It's really quite generational in a way, but I was inspired by just starting to draw and the art projects we would do in school, and I love the ones you have in the hallways. They're very contemporary and colorful and really great art. And so then I did art through high school and then went to school for it. And I think just being inspired that you could use your art for a career, that was a little hard to understand with commercial art. Now we call it graphic design and advertising, but that was where I got my start, and that's what I enjoyed, and also working with just the projects in the school.